I'm finally filming my resort review for the Sensatori resort in Sharm el Sheikh. This was requested by so many people since I put up my day in the life of in Egypt and my holiday montage. So lots of people have commented saying, you know, would you recommend it? What did you think? Blah, blah, blah. So I thought I'm gonna do a whole video on a review, because when I was booking it, I looked on YouTube and there were no videos like this that was reviewing the whole resort. So here it is. I wanted to start out by saying that I am in no way connected to Thompson or Egypt tourism or anything like that. This is no way PR. This is just my experience of going to the resort. And we spent all our own money on it and we just wanted to go there. So this is completely honest. This was the second time that we'd been to that resort. We went once in October and we went once in April. I think the summer months, to be honest, would be a little bit too hot. We always choose Sharm and Egypt purely for the weather. We love a bit of sun. We want it to be guaranteed hot. Our holiday time is really important to us. So a lot of people worry about going to Egypt for the tummy bugs and the controversy in like Cairo and stuff. But we've never had a problem. We've been 3 times to Sharm el Sheikh, but we tend to just literally stay at the resort, and apparently the tummy bugs come from the money. So we never actually deal with money because we go to all-inclusive resorts, and I kind of avoid the salad a bit as well. I should also say that we went with our 2 sons. One is 4 and one is 1. So this review might be geared towards traveling with children, but at this resort, there is a completely adult-only section, adult-only bars, adult-only sections in the restaurants. So if you are looking for that, like, you can have that. But I obviously went with children. Yeah, so it's a 5.5-hour flight to Sharm el Sheikh, which sounds like a lot with children, but I find once you're on the flight, it's fine. Whether you're going 1 hour or 5 hours, you kind of have to prepare the same stuff. And one benefit from going to the resort that we went to is when you do land in Sharm el Sheikh, it's like less than a 10-minute coach journey from the airport. And when we landed in, Thompson just seems so organized. The resort itself, when you arrive, definitely has the wow factor. It has just stunning views of like the pools and the private beach and the sea. It's really, really beautiful. So beautiful that it's the resort that they use in the Thompson ads. At this resort, there are we've been twice, and each time we've gone it's been for 10 days, and we don't actually ever leave the resort because there's no real need to. You don't really get sick of the buffet because there's lots of other restaurants that you can book. Food. Overall, we thought that the food was really good. I did hear a few people sort of saying that they didn't think that the buffet was that great, but I personally really liked it. I thought the breakfast was really good. They had fresh eggs and they'd make you omelets or poached eggs, or, you know, there was bacon, all your usuals. There was loads of pastries. There was fresh pancakes and waffles, which were really delicious. We never got bored of the breakfast. Because we were normally like up quite early with our children and there at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, everything was like perfectly laid out. We sort of got the benefit of it being not that busy and completely ready. Don't know if you were to go to the buffet at like say 10 o'clock in the morning, how different that would be. The buffet also does lunch and does dinner as well, but there are also 3 other restaurants that you can go to for dinner that are all inclusive. There was Italian, there was a Mediterranean, and there was an American restaurant that's set on the beach, which was really beautiful at night actually, and we thought that the food in all of those was really nice. There's also a further 3 restaurants that you pay extra to go to, and we went to 2 of them. One was the Stone Grill, and then the other 2 were like Asian fusion restaurants. One was like teppanyaki and the other one had like Thai food and that kind of thing. But we really enjoyed those nights. We went on like a date night and we actually felt that it was worth the extra money. The grill especially was really cool because you cook your own meat, and yeah, it was just a really nice experience. We found out on the first night when we went to the buffet that men are supposed to wear trousers to dinner. So luckily my husband had brought some jeans and some trousers, but on the first night he obviously wore shorts to dinner because it was so hot. So he got sent back to the room and had to get changed. And I saw the maitre d' sending quite a few men home that had shorts on. Like, I even thought that the all-inclusive wine was nice. And the cocktails were really, really good, and they were all inclusive. You can also eat by the pool if you want to. They do like burgers and chips and hot dogs and sandwiches and that kind of food. We didn't really do that much because we kind of wanted to like have some shade time with our children. But if you wanted to eat by the pool and you don't mind like burgers and chips, then that is available as well. An annoying thing about the restaurants and the food, which I think everyone kind of felt, if you don't want to go to the buffet, you have to book your restaurants. You can book them from 9:30 a.m. each day for the following 2 or 3 days, I believe. When you arrive on your first day, most of the good restaurant sessions are taken up for the next 2 days. So you kind of have to expect that you're gonna go to the buffet for the first 2 evenings if you want to eat at like a sensible time. One thing about the booking system that we found out is that everyone queues in the reception to book the restaurants. There is a second booking machine in the piano lounge, like round by the piano lounge, and if you go to that machine, the queue is a lot smaller. So there's a tip from us. I spoke to one family that had been to that resort before and also had been to the Ritz resort in Sharm, and she said that the food was better at the Ritz, but that the Sensatori resort overall was much better for families. So cleanliness. The whole resort is so clean. It's like ridiculously clean, and you always see like maintenance men, cleaners, people just buzzing around and kind of maintaining the resort to such a high standard. It's so clean. Once my baby Caleb spilt his milkshake by the pool, and by the time I'd gone to the bar to get some serviettes, I'd come back and it was gone. Right, in terms of bars, they were all really good. Obviously we were traveling as a family, so we didn't really spend much time in like the sophisticated piano bar or anything. But there was a bar on like the second level that had loads of space in a grassy area and a singer in the evenings. So our kids would sort of dance around and we could have a cocktail and relax and do that. And we also spent time at the bar by the beach, again having cocktails and stuff, and also the top bar, which has a beautiful scenic view. In terms of pools, there are 7 or 8 pools perhaps. There are 3 family baby pools and 3 other sort of main, more adult pools. Main pools are really lovely. There's an infinity pool, there's a big pool with a bridge over it, and then there's another pool that's kind of used for like zorbing and more like water activities in the afternoon. Also a baby pool that's really shallow that was ideal for our boys to just like play around in. Sort of an older children's pool with 2 huge water slides that were really fun. Like, even I went down them, they were really good. And there's also a splash park thing that looks really impressive, and it's right next to the family hotel. I don't know why. It's kept at like Arctic temperatures. It is freezing and you never see any children playing in it. So it looks really impressive. I mean, maybe it's fine in the really hot months when it's just like over 40, but it was too cold to even play in. So that was actually a real shame. Speaking of by the pool, there were always loads of sunbeds. We also traveled during half term. It was half during half term and half out of half term. Always got a bed, it wasn't a problem. Obviously it was a lot emptier when we were out of half term, but even during half term, there was loads of beds. One thing to be aware of by the pool is every morning at 8 a.m, if anyone has put their towel down before this time, they'll do a sweep at 8 a.m. and take everyone's towels away to stop people from waking up at like 5 or 6 a.m. to keep those chairs. So our first date was really awkward. We went to the pool, we got some chairs, and then about half an hour later, a Belgian couple came up to us and were like, these are our beds. And we were like, we don't know what you're talking about. And it caused like a bit of, we don't really know what's going on. So when it's your first day and you don't really know that they do that, it was a little bit awkward. But in a way, it's also quite a good thing because people can't get up at like stupid o'clock, put their towels on the best beds, and then go off to breakfast for 2 or 3 hours. The beach, as I mentioned, is a private beach, and it's really lovely. We didn't actually spend that much time at the beach, only because my baby tends to eat sand. The beach kind of goes into the water. It's also quite rocky, so I was worried about my children slipping over and stuff. There's also a really nice long jetty that we can walk out on, and we did that with our boys, and you can spot like lionfish and all kinds of different fish. Set on one of the best reefs in Sharm, so it's really good opportunity to go snorkeling, scuba diving if you do that kind of thing. We did something called the Sea Spy, which I'll link a video to down below. You can go parasailing, you can go tubing, you can go water skiing. There is so much to do. I can't wait to go back when our children are older and actually do all of those things, because There's also a really cute park on the beach, also shaded. There was loads of excursions that you could book onto, but again, we didn't really make the most of that. But I read the list. You can go on like helicopter rides to see Cairo for the day. You can go on boat trips to a pirate island and discover that. We were just happy just staying at the resort because our children are quite young. So childcare. This is one of the main reasons that we chose this resort. Not because we want to stick our children in nurseries, just you kind of need to get the balance right of time with the kids and then having a tiny break as well. The childcare at this resort is outstanding. We loved it. I can't give it enough praise. It was amazing. Like, the nursery was beautiful and just so clean. All of the staff were from the UK and they were all lovely. Our children seemed to bond with them like so quickly. So we put our 18-month-old in the nursery every morning. I think the session was 3 or 4 hours, but we tend to just leave him there for 2 hours. We actually booked our childcare at the time of booking the holiday. If you go out of term time, you might be able to get some nursery places when you're actually there, but I would recommend booking before you go so that you're not disappointed when you get there. Also, we booked a buggy before we went as well because we wanted a second buggy for our eldest. So try and book that when you book the holiday as well. So the nursery is from 0 to 4 years old. If there was ever any problems with them settling, they text you and let you know, or they'll text you and say, he stopped crying now, or he's fine, or he's having a sleep. They're really good at communicating. Right, so this is the nursery that we put Caleb in, that building there. And then we sit by this pool here. So it's really close. So obviously the nursery, and then there was something called the playhouse, which was from 4 and up. I think it was like from 4 to 12. And then there was also a teens room, but I didn't visit the teens room, so I'm not sure how good that was, but it's just nice to know that that is there. So my 4-year-old loved the playhouse. He's there and they do sessions, so there would be about 3 sessions a day, about an hour each or 2 hours, and they would say, you know, this morning we're going to be doing science experiments, or we're going to be making paper mache, or we're going to be, you know, they would kind of say what they were going to be doing, and then you could just sign your child up to that session if you wanted to. There was, in half term, you did kind of have to sign up quite quickly to make sure that you got a space. It was really nice for him to do something really fun that was out of the heat. In terms of the rooms, we stayed in a family room, and that had a bit of a partitioned wall with sliding doors in between us and our children. Cot and 2 single beds in that area so that we could put the children down and still like watch a bit of TV if we wanted to. Put us in the family block. We were on the ground floor, which was good because we had sliding doors that meant we could walk straight out to the pool. If you had really young children, you might want to get a family room by the main pool. And you might not want to be on the ground floor in case that they run out the door and like into the pool or something. So in terms of staff, we really liked the staff. They were friendly, but not overly friendly. But they made a fuss over the children. Quite friendly with the pancake man because my children want pancakes every morning, and they would know their names and make an effort with them, and they were really sweet. Their English is excellent. Tipped our main waiter that sort of served us at the buffet every day. And you can tip in British pounds at the very end of the holiday. So considering he hadn't had a tip the whole holiday, he was really hardworking and so nice to us anyway. Entertainment, there is a place called The Venue, which is like a huge auditorium. It's air conditioned, it has loads of seats, there's table service for drinks, and they put on shows there every night. We only ended up going one evening because our children are so young. I loved it. The shows were really like kid related, the ones that we went to. So, I mean, we didn't love it, but as long as our kids were happy, that was fine. And one thing that our kids loved even more than the shows is the fountain show. Every night at 8:30, they do this big fountain show, and it's right by the main pool. So you almost see it from like any bar that you're at. And it's really beautiful. They light up the fountains and they do about 4 songs, and they're really like funky songs. Kids would like dance around and go crazy for it if they were awake. So overall, we had a fantastic time. We loved going to this hotel, and I would recommend it to friends and family and you guys. Yeah, I don't know if we've missed anything at all, but if I have, or you have any other questions, please comment down below. Yeah, I hope you liked this holiday review, and I will see you all soon. Bye. I'm ready, steady, kick! Yeah!